So I want to talk about something, and it's really a retirement system and just stuff that I watched and stuff that I just heard, bro. Like, in my opinion, it's my opinion. Retiring, working till you're like 65 to 70 just to retire for people to give you an income that's probably close to a couple thousand if it even get to that point. And I want to throw this in there starting with my dad because it's just a lesson learned. And it's like, okay, this man retired at, I think, like 62. If I'm not mistaken, he retired early, right? And he retired. This is a true story. What he told me, like pretty much that he was working. I know, like his paycheck, it had something to do with $700, and I'm assuming that's monthly, right? So he said that he had seen where if he retired at that particular point in time, which was early, that he would get $100 more than what he was getting paid. So rounded off to $800 damn dollars, you know. So he looked at that as like fuck it, like why not? Like I'm working doing all this work, $100. But like it's $100 more. They're gonna pay me that for the rest of my life. So that's cool. Plus he knows that it's gonna be an increase every year. Or I don't even know if he did know at that time because I like the way he used to explain this shit. He used to be surprised because over years it started getting into the thousands and whatnot. And I would say pretty much my dad was financially stable in a struggling community to where it's like okay, his income ended up getting to damn near like I know he was making over 55,000 a year. Damn bug. Did I get it? I don't even know if I got it. He was making over 55,000 a year. Let me get some hand sanitizer. And my dad used to be satisfied with that. And this all ties into a whole bunch of shit because I got to teach all these lessons that I'm learning. Pretty much that, you know, my dad had a mortgage on the house, and he used to be like, well, I don't care because as long as I'm alive, and he getting his social security and his pension, he'd be like, they got to pay for it. And he would like laugh and shit. Now, you know, that's his viewpoint and his reality. As far as like my viewpoint and stuff, and it's a lot of shit, because it's a lot of mistakes that I made. Like, my dad was trying to have his house go to me and whatnot, and I'm sitting up here trying to be equal with family, and it taught me a lesson, because people won't be equal with you, and they don't want whatever equality that you try to give to them and shit. And I procrastinated with trying to handle certain business that my dad wanted me to do, and now he ain't here, put me in a situation where pretty much I look at it like, damn, I'm in debt. Like he passed, I don't want to debt and shit. And the only way I can keep this house is if I pay off my other brothers and sisters and shit. Which I thought if my dad passed, this would have brought us closer. But fuck no, I just seen everybody's true colors, and then I realized like I'm looking at them like brothers and shit. They looking at like I'm an outcast because it ain't the same mom and same dad. And I'm sitting up there like damn, like oh okay, because you know a lot of shit got brought up and motherfuckers trying to justify why they won't fuck with me, trying to make up shit. And I'm just like, that's crazy. But anyways, going back to this whole retirement system, it don't make sense to retire. Like real wealthy people, they invest like outside of that system. Like working a job is that is the simple slavery. Like unless you got a good job, if you got a good job, that's cool. But in a lot of systems, bro, like I'm just looking at my dad and shit, like. And especially in today's time, these jobs do not pay enough, and they want you to work to your 60 fucking 5 just to give you a little bit. And nowhere around that system, even when you retire, they don't teach you how to invest. They invest. The retirement system has a system, and I was looking like, for example, I'm in California, so when my dad was retired, he was getting some money from the CalPERS, which is the California something retirement employees, some weird ass shit like that, right? So I was looking at their investment policy statements and stuff like that, and at that time I didn't understand it to where it's like I seen exactly how they invest, what they invested in. So I used to see like they invest like 60%, 40% and whatnot, and I was like, damn, like you gotta have millions of dollars to do that. Nah, like it's really just whatever your income is, you break it down in a percentage, and that's what you can invest. It's just what you can invest. Just say it's an example of like fucking $400 out of so much hundreds of damn dollars. That's what you can invest. That's what it is. If it grows and it turns into like 4,000, 40,000, 400,000, a system like that, they can, you know, invest big ass number because there's so many damn. They invest smartly. But anyways, they had a system that they have the knowledge and the system to where they go and invest, right? And I say this because it's like, okay, my dad used to play scratcher tickets in hopes of hitting so many hundreds of thousands. When it's like, okay, if he utilized the system, it's like, okay, y'all invest, because this is a company that got to thrive, and that's what made me realize, like, okay, bam, you guys got to invest because you guys are a business. So I'm looking at their IPS state, their investment policy statement, which is IPS. I'm seeing how they invest. Bam, they got to pay the beneficiary of the account, which is my dad, for the rest of his life till he died. But they're still trying to boost up their income every year. They got to do that because there's so many people retiring and shit. And he's just one who's like, okay, as long as he lives, it's going to keep growing. And it's a whole bunch of shit. I ain't gonna slap in all this stuff with healthcare and stuff with my dad and all that. But anyways, if my dad had invested, learning off them, he could have boosted his income up a lot. And I say that because my dad was retired over like 20 years, and I did some math on pretty much my dad buying scratching tickets every fucking day, $60 to $90. And I made a video of this, and I done the math. It's so many hundreds of thousands. Now, if he had invested them hundreds of thousands and into just investing $60 to $90 in investments, and he doing that consistently, I've been watching my dad blow money on tickets like crazy, and that was his fun thing to do. A lot of retired people do that shit. They got this system so strategic for targeting these people, marketing to them, and all that. And then it's like, you're retired, you old, you ain't got nothing to do. You want to get some type of gamification in your life. So it's like you go into there, you play some scratches, you might run some numbers, whatnot. But the business side of it is strategic on making that system work, investing, and all that. So if it's just, what, and it kind of seems like it's something boring, but some shit it just be off principle. Like, that's just what it is. You got to move like that. So I just be looking at it like, man, waiting on a system like retirement is just, it's like, fuck no. Like, fuck no. Like, I looked at my this is off. No, I'm just rambling now. I looked at my whole thing for retirement. I got like 20 credits to the retirement system. I need like 40. But like, why would I do that when I see people that's old and they 60s and something, and some of them starting off getting like $500 a month because they ain't contribute too much to the workforce and shit, or so many working years. Like, hell no, that shit is not worth it. Then when you're a part of a system that knows how to run itself as a business and invest, and they don't even contribute that information to you, even tell you how to boost your income, hell no, bro. I done watched my dad be retired since I was a little kid, and then as I got older and started learning the shit, get into business or whatnot, I was like, damn, y'all don't really add no value to these people. Why would they? And then it's the business side of it too. It's like, businesses, like, even in my dad, he passed away, bam, that account, whatever's still generated, goes somewhere. Because I was asking that, like, what happens to the account? Yeah, they close it down on his side and family side, we don't see it and shit, but the way that they made money on that account is still there. It's just going to be redirected somewhere else. It's common down sense, because they're invested in businesses to make this work for the people who are on retired. So it's like common damn sense. So it's like, wow, like, your type of energy makes this whole thing work. You pass away, your energy still goes. It's still operating in the business world. People don't talk about that shit though. Like, real talk. Like, another thing I'll just give as another side note is that when you die, you have debts. That shit is still collected. Like, my dad has debts right now that are still building up interest. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, there's no way, there's nothing to stop that shit at all. Like, he's dead, has no life in him. These motherfuckers are still taxing the interest on it. And that's how it works when you die with debt. So that's something too to think about. Like, damn, that's crazy. And that's why, like, real strategic, smart people, they invest in like shit that like, when you think about like estate planning and all that shit for generations and shit and setting it up, it's things to cover like even past when you die. Like, a lot of these big ass businesses now, like we'll say like JP Morgan Chase, that nigga is dead, long gone, but business still running. The motherfucker who owned KFC, that Colonel dude, he dead, but the business still running. It's being public. And that's the thing too, on another note, that when you have businesses in certain countries, if they work, it becomes public. And then it's like, I don't know who these people are, but it's people that's in the business world where it's like, they get people to run your damn business. And then it still, in that way, contributes to like the tax base and shit, which has a positive and a bad side to it too. But, it's just mainly like the figuring out life. Nobody gives you the resources to figure out life. Just got a message, but just something else, bro. I can't trust retiring at all. I don't think I would ever put my trust in a retirement system at all. Like I have to have infrastructure where it's like annuities and all that. That's paying my money, paying me an income, and it's like I deal with the IRS that way versus me sitting up here retired and have somebody in control of my money. Like nah, like fuck that. And then they go out and take risks and shit on my behalf, and just it's like a blood sucking type of energy system. Now, I don't want to be a part of that, especially when it's like motherfucker gotta wait till they're like 60 and you granted lucky if you get fucking like 20 years to live. They expect you to die. Like hell no, that's what they be expecting. They be expecting your ass to die. So it's like no. Then you got this damn people like the Nikki lady who's a politician where she's trying to up the retirement age and shit to, she didn't say it's at 65 now, she trying to up it for people who are in their 20s and shit. And it's like, why would you try to make life harder on people that are young, you know? That's crazy. I done went through my 20s and shit, and it's like, damn, it's people like her where it's like, why do you feel any type of way about people who are in their 20s in the workforce? Yet you have kids and you wouldn't put them through no shit like that. It wouldn't make sense for you to sit up there and put your kids through a struggling thing. Yeah, you want it to be kind of hard on them to where it's like they can learn life lessons, but common sense is when you're like trying to become wealthy, you have to build up, like you have to do estate planning to make sense. Because whatever asset you have a house and all that, you pass away, your family is going to have to deal with that, bro. And you're going to want them to have an ease of mind in a real structured environment dealing with this shit. So I know she wouldn't put her family through that shit like, oh yeah, I'm going to make it hard on my 20-year-old. No, they're going to be avoiding all that shit. It's as simple as that. But you're trying to pass laws and shit to make it harder on other fucking 20-year-olds because it's like they're young. So what? You know, and I'll give another conversation on how rigged this world is. So I was talking to ChatGPT, and pretty much I was talking about annuities. Buying annuities for my kids when they turn 18, finding out companies where if I have the money, I can pay the premium in full to where it's like they got to pay my kids $5,000 for the rest of their life each, right? And they pay them this $5,000 the rest of their life each at 18. It's doable. Excuse me. They're gonna get that coming in forever. You know, if the company shut down, then that's cool. But I'm shifting the risk on them because it's like the principle of like I want to shift this risk to you guys. You guys figure out how to make the money. Y'all owe my kids $5,000 a month. Be on with it. You know, I give a lot of confidence in it because it's like I've seen my dad get annuities and shit since I was a little kid. He's been getting an annuity. It was a little $50 check. I told the story about that. But he outlived what the original balance was, which was like $4,000. He used to laugh at it like, oh, that little $4,000 I had, they been gave me that back. And I used to be sitting there and I was like, nigga, like it's just a $50 check. But as I got older and started learning a lot of stuff about financial literacy, it's just principle. Like it don't matter. Like they been and gave me that back. They gotta give me this for as long as I live, type shit. Then it's like money is money. If it's coming to you in an easy way, hey, money is money. Simple as that. My dad used to appreciate that little $50 check. But anyways, he could have grew it, but that's a whole nother ball game. But yeah, they gotta give my kids, going back to them, that $5,000 a month, and the money that I invest, my kids are gonna make that back. They're gonna make that back in about 20 years. Like that's how it is, under 20 years, and it's like I can project my kids living, you know, an extra 20 years. So that money that I invested in, they get it back, and they're gonna get that for the rest of their life. You know, be smart with your money. You got that coming in, you can go work a job. You can $5,000 to invest. People was talking about, oh, what about inflation? What about all of us who would say that we have $5,000 coming in right now, we'd be good? It's extra. You ain't took the risk to get to that. Someone took the risk. A parent, bam, and got that coming for you. Sound crazy, but yeah, man, that was just shit I be sitting up here thinking about, bro. Like I'd rather do that versus, you know, my kids sitting up here dealing with a fucking retirement system. But my bad, because what ChatGPT told me, I just remember, I don't want to fall off track. What ChatGPT told me was that, oh, you shouldn't do that because your kids are young and they still have working years in them. Yeah, but why? Like, and it just showed me like, oh, that's how you know, like, you work for this system. Like, the people who run this world, they want to turn everybody into workers and shit. But they family and lovers ain't going through that shit. So why would I sit up there and put my kids in a situation like that when it's like I'm dealing with this? Fuck that. Fuck out of here. What type of job? These jobs just gonna get worse. And then on top of that, we got all this new intelligence coming in, artificial intelligence, all this shit. So the world is gonna be different. I wouldn't want my kids to sit up here and it's like, oh, you got to go work and manage this system dealing with some type of robot or something. Nah, fuck that. You got money that's coming in, so that way it's like you could be strategic, invest your way up. Maybe you can own them type of systems. Or, you know, you got to be an innovator out here. Fuck that. That's what you need to be, an innovator. Entrepreneur is cool, be an innovator. Build up new systems. When you deal with systems, analyze it. This is how this works. Know that you can be in that same position, do that same damn thing. Simple as that's how I started getting, when I started dealing with shit. Facebook, I'm like, hold on, like, what makes Facebook any different? Like, how does Facebook run? I can start my own social media platform. How does this work? I can do my own damn thing. It is. Netflix. What is Netflix? Oh, it's an OTT streaming service. Okay, I can find a company where I can white label this. You know, they got Vimeo. Okay, I'll go to Vimeo, OTT. They got other platforms too, like Movie. I can do my own shit like this. Then I can figure out where to license this content from. Okay, I can go to a website. Fuck is that website called? Can't remember what the website called. It's on my. Can't remember what the website called, but it's this one website. They got a couple of them where it's like you can license the movies and stuff for your damn, you know, your OTT streaming business. Man, you start your own damn thing. Or like a private label product. I can start my own white label, find an OEM manufacturer to make my own damn phone. Simple as that. Put my logo on it. I did talk to a company in the past where I'm like, okay, can I put my logo? Y'all put this logo on the phone, bam, the software. This how I want it. Okay, I can do my own private label, my own. So laptops. This is an HP laptop that I got. I can go find a manufacturer that make my own. Put my own damn brand on it. You know, find a company if I need to put software on it. Okay, we can do that. Like, come on, man. Go build up my own internet browser. Stuff like that. Get web crawlers. Figure out, go to an open source where it's like, okay. Then we got artificial intelligence that make it easier where I can ask a question and get direction on shit. I can do all this shit. I could do anything that I see. Like everybody else, like all the systems that I deal with, anything I deal with, I could make my own. Simple as that. But anyways, that's just that. I'm gonna end this video because I gotta eat this damn burrito. I'm hungry and shit. So I'll be back later. Y'all have a good one.